Hey, how's it going today, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Zach Lasco, and you're listening to the Shed Talk Show podcast. First, I just want to say happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Be careful out there. We know that, you like to drink a little bit, tie one on, but just if you're going to drive, don't drink or have a DD take you, man. Be careful because it's just not worth getting a DUI or worse, man. It's just not worth it. So call, whoever, call me, if you need a ride that bad. Just not worth being dangerous out there. Second, I want to thank our today's sponsor, as always, Lasco Building Products. Lasco's is a small family-owned business that has been serving the community for 20 years. Call Bill at 724-522-1655 for all your window, door, and kitchen remodeling needs. Spring is right around the corner, and honestly, I think spring has kind of sprung. It's like 60 degrees outside, and what better time to renovate your house or business, honestly. So, again, call Bill at 724-522-1655 or just stop on down. Lasco's is located at 528 Edna Road, Adamsburg, PA 15611. How's it going today, guys? Your guy here is a little frustrated, to be honest with you. I just actually recorded this episode, and guess what? Oh, your dumb boy here forgot to turn the audio on. So here we are again. And it's funny because in the first episode, I was talking about how much I wanted to get out of here. I enjoy doing it, obviously, but how much I wanted to get out of here to go watch March Madness, which is going on. It is now 3:30. I've been up here for a little bit, missing some games, but I will say the first game of the March Madness tournament, Michigan, they won. We came through, so I didn't have them going very far, but hey, a point's a point in March Madness, and anything helps. So we're going to try to do this fairly quickly. I'm not really trying to cut corners, so we'll just see how long it goes. But I do want to get back to watch some March Madness. We're going to talk about NFL free agency today. We're also going to talk a little bit about Mitch Trubisky coming to Pittsburgh because we have not talked about that since the show has been on last. So first off, we'll just go into NFL free agency, just talk a little bit about it, and like just some big moves. First, this one's kind of weird to me. Von Miller signs a 6-year deal, $120 million contract, $51 million guaranteed. That's an average of $17.5 million a year for Von. Von Miller is also 33 years old. I don't know why you would pay him that much money. It seems a little high to me. And again, I don't. How many linebackers out there are playing until they're 39 years old? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure that the Bills know something that I don't. But again. Teddy Bridgewater signs a 1-year deal worth $6.5 million fully guaranteed with the Miami Dolphins. That's pretty cool. He's a good backup for Tua. He's got some experience, veteran guy with with a good mentality. He definitely can help Tua out, and he's not going to be a distraction being the backup. And just real quick, guys, I just wanted to say this Boston Scully cap and my green shirt. It's not I had to get a little festive today. Even the show, we got the date, we got the ticker, we got the subject matter. It's green. So, again, happy St. Patty's Day, guys. Anyhow, so keep going. Ooh, let's see here. Okay, yeah, the Cleveland Browns, they just acquired Amari Cooper in a trade with the Dallas Cowboys in exchange for a 2022 fifth-round draft pick and a swap for 6 rounders. That's pretty crazy to me. I would think that Amari Cooper's worth a lot more than that. And whoever ends up being the quarterback for the Browns, uh, and it's probably not going to be Baker Mayfield because yesterday he put up I wouldn't say a letter of resignation, but kind of, it was like a thank you to the city of Cleveland. And in my show intermissions here, I actually just got an update that Baker did request for a trade. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. All right, now we're at Pittsburgh. We signed Mitch Trubisky. First off, you guys know how I felt about Jameis Winston. Didn't like him. You know how I felt about Mason Rudolph. Didn't like him either. Uh, we wanted Deshaun Watson, but who doesn't? Obviously. But Mitch Trubisky he's a mobile quarterback who had a QBR of 70 or so in his first year with the Bears. He was kind of groomed poorly. You can compare him to honestly like Baker Mayfield's first few years. I think it was kind of similar. They came up in systems where they were not, they talk about quarterbacks being nurtured and groomed and kind of like not just thrown into that position. There's some that can do it, but mainly no. You need to be like groomed. You need to learn the playbook. You need to learn the system. before you get out there. So Trubisky had some problems in Chicago. He ended up getting replaced by Nick Foles halfway through his second season. Then the Bears drafted Justin Fields, as we know. Then they trade Trubisky to be the backup to Josh Allen for Buffalo. So now Trubisky, he actually had his first presser today for Pittsburgh and said that he feels more of like a veteran than he ever has. He saw how a real quarterback room was ran whenever he was in Buffalo. So that's all encouraging things. And I think under Matt Canada's offense, he's a more agile guy than Ben was last year. I probably am, but besides the point, he may add another dynamic to that offense. Or, at the very least, he lights a fire under Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph's ass. And, there's a big competition. So all seem like benefits to me. And, you get to go out and fix your offensive line, which we're doing. We just signed offensive guard James Daniel to a 3-year, $26.5 million deal. From what we hear, he was the best offensive lineman out on the free agent market. So that's going to be a good addition for us. Just go real quick. I'm not trying to. Oh, yeah, this is a big one. The Jacksonville Jaguars have been spending a lot of money. They spent, let's see, $24 million through 3 years for Zay Jones. Then this contract has a max value of $30 million with incentives. Christian Kirk signed a 4-year, $72 million contract that includes 37 fully guaranteed and has a max value of $84 million. They also signed tight end Evan Ingram to a 1-year deal worth, I believe, to be $9 million. Doesn't say that on here. Then they fixed some line problems, and then they also fixed a little bit of their defense. That's actually another strange thing that's not on here, but the Steelers did just sign linebacker Miles Jack from the Jaguars. So I think that, Jack's a pretty solid linebacker. I think he'll help us out in some places. They said that he had a little bit of coverage issues. I hope not, because that's like our biggest issue on defense is covering tight ends. So hopefully Miles Jack helps us fill that void. We know that Russell Wilson went to the Broncos. Let's see. Brandon Bolden signs with the Raiders. That's, it's okay. Chandler Jones also signs with the Raiders, signing a deal that will pay him roughly $52.5 million over 3 years, including $34 million guaranteed. Chandler's a pretty old guy to be getting that kind of money. I guess he's up there, man. Chargers have made some moves on defense, signing Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson from the Patriots. So watch out, because they already had an explosive offense, and that defense was fairly explosive itself. So just be careful, boys, because the Chargers could be a sleeper pick to win or to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC. We'll see. That is a very tough division, though. We got the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Broncos, and Raiders. Yeah, they're right behind me right there. Yeah, so that's a pretty good division, even with the Raiders. You still have a solid squad. We know that the Commanders added Carson Wentz via trade with the Colts. That was a 2022 7th-round pick in exchange for a 2022 third-rounder and a 2023 third-rounder, which can be converted to a second-round based on Wentz's snap total, which is weird to me. Regardless, let's keep going. DJ Chark signs with the Lions, which he's probably pissed about because of all that money that Christian Kirk just got with the Jaguars. Chark signs a 1-year, $10 million deal, fully guaranteed, which is, I would kill for that amount of money. I don't make too much, so, anything that these guys are making, I would be more than happy with. We know Aaron Rodgers returned to the Green Bay Packers. The Packers also put the franchise tag on Davante Adams, and Adams told the Packers he will not play under the tag, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get a deal done. If I was Adams, I'd at least want to play it with the 4 years with Rodgers that he just got, so I understand that for sure. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the Panthers added Deontay Foreman. That's a good sign for them, I think. Good backup for Christian McCaffrey, who's hurt a lot. Deontay did very well whenever Derrick Henry was out for the Titans, so I think that's a good addition. Also, I actually had it on the board the other day in my last show, but I forgot to talk about it. Tom Brady's coming out of retirement, of course. Of course he is. It only took him like 2 months, and I thought it was kind of funny because he was talking to Ronaldo. He was at one of the Manchester United games in England. He's talking to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo said, "You done, Tom?" And he just kind of shook his head, and everybody said, "You be the judge." And then like 2 hours later, that's when Brady announced that he will be back. So the Buccaneers also add Russell Gage and their franchise tagging Chris Godwin, so that's pretty crazy. Um, James Conner with the Arizona Cardinals signs a 3-year, $21 million extension that includes $16 million over the first 2 years. I think that's pretty awesome for James. Boy, bust his ass, and it is well deserved. So good for you, man. You'll be the leading back in there now. And honestly, that's about it. The Seahawks agree to a 3-year deal for $40 million for safety Quadre Diggs. Have that boy on Dynasty, so let's go, Quadre. Anyhow, next up, I wanted to go into the whole the Adam Project. I wanted to first say, if you guys have not seen this movie, I'm gonna do my best to keep away from spoilers, but that doesn't mean that there won't be a couple. So if you don't want to hear anything about it, at least fast forward my video like 10 minutes when we start talking about consistency. um, but again, so we're gonna start talking the Adam Project. Pause the video, fast forward like 10 minutes. So anyhow, the Adam Project. It has a star of Ryan Reynolds in it, and basically what it's about is Ryan Reynolds is, when the movie starts, he's in the Air Force, or like the year 2040 equivalent to what the Air Force is now for us. And basically, these people that are in the Air Force have the capability of like jumping back in time. And that's the whole premise of this movie. Ryan Reynolds jumps back in time because he wants to save the way that his world is. Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly what he's doing because I don't want to ruin the movie, but he jumps back in time to kind of save his way of life that it is in 2040 because something bad had happened. And he ends up meeting his younger self, like his 10-year-old self, And the whole moral of this story is like, and I do want to say that the kid that plays the younger Ryan Reynolds is a great actor. He nails Reynolds' mannerisms. It's pretty entertaining to see, honestly. So like the back and forth between them, like how the little kid kind of finds out is, Ryan Reynolds shows up at this house. Obviously, he knows where it is, but this little kid has no idea where he's at. And the dog's barking, but immediately sees Reynolds, comes up. Ryan Reynolds does this like trick to the dog that like only the little boy knew, and he's like, well, that's kind of weird, And then Ryan Reynolds is continuing to walk around the house and like look through the refrigerator and close it only in the way that this little kid knows. So like he starts to realize, he's like, is that me? Like, is it possible that could be me from the future? But anyhow, so what I took from this whole movie, it kind of gets into like the resentments that Ryan Reynolds has, later in life as like a 40-year-old man. And he's talking to his younger self about like his perspective on like his parents and stuff like that. And the son says, or not the son, but my apologies. The younger Ryan Reynolds says to him, he says, why do you feel this way about certain people? Because that's not really how it is. Like, you're mad at dad, but this guy comes home from work and he's exhausted every single day, and the last thing he wants to do is play catch with us, but he plays catch with us every single day. That's what he does because he's our dad and he's the best guy ever, And Ryan Reynolds just did not remember that at all. Like 40 years later, that's just not how he remembered his relationship with his father. And I think that that's just such a crazy message because, like, our reality is all like what we make it. So, like, like he said, that his dad was so exhausted from work and he came home and played catch. But Ryan Reynolds just remembered this guy that ignored him, was so busy with work. And it's because in his mind, something must have happened where he just didn't like what happened with his dad, or he missed him or something like that. And, his perspective started to change. And then you forget these little things that really matter. You know what I mean? Like, I can almost say the same thing for my life, like there's times where I get upset about certain situations and with my family or whatever. But then when I really look at it, I remember like growing up and how things were. And sometimes my perspective on, my parents or whatever I've skewed it myself. And I think that's like the whole moral of this story is like you can really it's very dangerous what you can do with your mind, and like, especially after so long, like you really just don't remember things as clearly as you do. So just, try to be careful of that and try to think, I guess I don't really, you just got to be more positive about it, I think. And and just realize that everybody's doing it the best they can with what they have. Nobody's perfect. And again, it just comes back to the gratitude thing that we talked about last week or last episode. You know, be grateful for the things you have and try not to focus on the things that you don't. Honestly, um, so I'm just gonna leave it at that because it's just actually kind of hard not giving too many spoilers away without talking about the movie. So we're gonna move on to consistency, and consistency was very important for me today because I mentioned earlier about March Madness going on, and I don't think that I've actually said this yet, but I just got a new job at Mount Pleasant Sports Zone. Real quick shout out Mount Pleasant Sports Zone. We are starting an open court basketball every Thursday, starting I believe April 25th. It'll be $7 a person. Just come in, play some basketball from 7 to 8:30. We also have pickup deck hockey, roller or inline hockey. Party rooms if you guys want to come have a birthday party. We have catering, rink, fun play zone, so all that stuff. Anyhow, sorry for the plug, but just wanted to give them a quick shout out. Anyhow, so I've been busy. I got a new schedule, and I've worked a lot this week, more than I have been in a while. Today was my first day off, and that's why I'm doing the show. So I wake up this morning with expectations of kind of just being a bum, watching March Madness, doing the show, and that's it. But that's not the way things went. I do the plug at the beginning of the show for Lasco Boning Products, but that's my family's business. That's me and my dad. So, when he's not there, I have to be there, and because that's just what you do. And today he had a dentist appointment, and I had to go down there and work, and it's not hard work. It's not. I just go down there, I sell, I talk to people, but whenever I just worked all week and I was expecting to have my day off, I didn't really want to go down there. And honestly, after I was done, the last thing I wanted to do was come up and do this show. It was literally like, it's like, man, I'm just so tired. I don't feel like doing it. I got to work literally the next 7 days in a row, like for real, next 7 days. I just want to have a break. But then I would have sat over in my room. I would have sat over in my game room. I would have watched basketball, and I would have felt bad because all that I've wanted to do was this damn show. But you know what happens? Life. It does. Like, you can't control it. You can't control, I guess for lack of what better anything, uncontrollable things. Like the only thing that you really can control is yourself, and that's true. So, I go to my shop, I go down there, and I come back up, and I'm like, man, I don't want to do the show, like I was saying, and suddenly I'm like, dude, just go do it. Have fun with it, man. So I threw on my little Boston Scully cap. I got my nice shirt on. I got excited about it. I changed the graphics around. I made it a St. Patrick's Day episode because it is, man. And that's what it's about. And honestly, if you're not consistent, with anything that you do, and don't take this like the bad things, let's try to keep it positive here. But like, if you're not consistent with anything you do, then you're not going to get better. And if you're not going to get better, you're going to get discouraged, and then, progress doesn't necessarily happen. But with consistency, even with this show, like, I did it pretty consistently a year, or it was like a year and a half ago, and I felt that I was getting better. And even right now, talking to you guys, I know that, I'm becoming more fluent, and that's just from consistency. It's the confidence from doing this every single day and knowing that I can do it. Same thing with going to the gym. Any of you guys that know me from high school or whatever probably never would have caught me at the gym. I always had a Mountain Dew, walking around pretty unhealthy, eating snacks. I mean, I still eat snacks, but I was pretty unhealthy, and I didn't really care to go to the gym. I want to say I was smoking cigarettes, and actually, I'm about, we'll leave that go. But anyhow, so with the gym thing that I was saying, the first step before you worry about how much food or what food you're eating or how much weight you're lifting or any of those things is just getting your foot in the door consistently. Do it. It's going to be uncomfortable at first because you're not used to going there, but you go today, you go tomorrow, you go the next day, you go the day after. And what ends up happening is it becomes a part of your schedule. And now I really can't wake up and be in a good mood without going to the gym, honestly. Like, I may not be like in the best shape or like, ripped up or whatever, but that's what gets me going in the morning. And that's like, I feel like I'm doing something productive and healthy. And like how we said before, like, you kind of trick yourself into, feeling those ways. And how you do that is with consistency. And again, without consistency, without me being, consistent with this show, you guys probably would have no idea what I'm posting. You'd have way less interest in what I'm talking about. The show would be worse. I would be, I'd be saying, not really talking that good the whole time. And that's just not the way things are. So to get better at anything, consistency, do it every single day. That's what they say with golfers, 1,000 golf balls a day on the driving range. That's what they do first and foremost before they even play, but that's how they dial in. That's how they get their game. So again, with anything, just find something you enjoy, find a hobby, and go do it. I saw something on Instagram once that said, I'm 40 years old. How do I make friends? And then this little like smart ass kid that came on, he was like real intelligent, and he said, the reason you made so many friends in school, middle school, college, high school, whatever it may be, is because you had to go to that place every single day and see those people. Now, granted, maybe you didn't like school, but you still had people that had similar interests that didn't like school with you, so like naturally you find your clique there. And it's the same is true for anything else. Like, if you want to do like a pottery class and pottery is something that interests you, then you go every single day, or however every week, whatever the class may be, and then eventually you'll start to realize that everybody there, like these people that have the same interests as you just end up being friends with them because like that's what you do. That's how it goes. That's why, you find people at bars, which I'm not really promoting because I don't know that you necessarily find the best friends there, but still friends nonetheless. Consistency anywhere you go, that's how that's kind of how you find people. And I think that that's kind of a cool thought, just don't get discouraged and keep doing what you enjoy. And if you do, then everything will work out in a good way. I do believe that. Um, I think that that's really all I got for you guys today. I wanted to just take a couple seconds again to thank Lasco Building Products, our sponsor. If it wasn't for you, wouldn't be here. So thank you very much for that. Next up, if you guys are looking to advertise, we have a little graphic here. And as I showed you before, down at the bottom where it says follow us on Instagram and Twitter, we will advertise for you there. And I'm going to do a 30-second read for you if you want. I have a contract all written up. Just let me know if that's something you're interested in. Next, we have a reminder. So we have a Shed Talk Show wiffle ball tournament coming June 12th. It'll be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at Cedar Creek Park. Teams of 3 to 5. Every team must have a woman, and $30 buy-in per team. The team will win winning team wins a trophy and some Shed Talk merchandise. I think it's gonna be a fun day. We're gonna have free food and drinks and probably some music. So come on out and enjoy the day with us. I think it's gonna be a beautiful summer day. And with that being said, guys, I think I'm gonna leave you. And my name has been Zachary Lasco. Thank you so much for watching the Shed Talk Show. I just can't really explain how much it means to me that, anybody even pays attention to what I'm talking about because, like, I just love to do this and I don't know, I just love to like talk about my thoughts and kind of get them out there. I don't know why. And honestly, I never in a million years thought that anybody would even care. So the fact that some of you do, I really appreciate it. And if you do, hit the little like and subscribe button. We appreciate it, of course. And other than that, happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Again, be safe. And until next time, my name has been Zach Lasco. This is the Shed Talk Show. Have a great day unless you've made other plans. Thank you.